Hi there. I just came for a nice long drive. Actually, I came for a drive somewhere that I have never been before. I love summer so much. It's so fucking beautiful. Anyway, holy shit, I've been putting this online workshop online and doing my 8-part series piece by piece, and I've done 3 videos now, and each video is helping us recognize our core wounds and what to do with them. And I would say when I first started this workshop, I didn't necessarily know what I was creating and what the end point was. And I'm really recognizing that what I'm here to do is help people interrupt their thought patterns and giving people something to use when they're frustrated and when they're triggered. I guess it's when we're triggered, like, because I'm still, I've been doing this work for 19 years. So when I say I'm still, dealing with this, well, it's because for 19 years, what I've been doing as a career in my life, especially through my cancer journeys and losing my mom and parenting, my divorce, what I've been doing is really leaning in and like feeling my heart and listening to my heart and responding more from my heart than I react from my fear. And sometimes I'm really, really good at it. And other times I royally suck. And I just want to keep making these videos because I want to share what I'm learning. And I learn a lot from what I do well. And I also learn a lot from when I screw up. And I probably learn a lot more from when I screw up, to be honest. What I'm really recognizing today. So I've gone through these 3 parts of the 8-part series, and every part of the workshop that I do, I'm doing a healing session, and I'm talking about different facets of fuckery, which to me is the stories that we started to tell ourselves about trauma that we've gone through. And then what happens is life triggers our trauma. And when life triggers us, that's telling us what trauma we're storing and what needs to be healed. Plain and simple. I mean, I say plain and simple because every time we're triggered, that's the point of it, is to heal what's being triggered. There's this really cool monk on TikTok. I don't remember his name, but I really fucking love him. And what he's been talking about lately is heal your trauma. Like, become trauma free. That is the goal. And he's talking about our trauma like it's demons within. And I don't believe in demons, but what I love the way he's talking about it, because that's literally how it feels. When we're triggered, it feels like there's a fucking caged animal that just got poked. And then what we do in the moment is we react to life as though we are that caged animal. And this is really making me emotional because I just see how I've been doing this to people that I really care about. I see how I've been doing this to people that I care about, and it's very painful to see. It's painful when we see these things, but what's on the other side of the pain, when we're consciously sitting and seeing our patterns, what's on the other side of that pain is freedom, because we're actually healing those wounds. And you know, like I've said before, you don't heal all of your trauma. Like, I'm not going to heal all my relationship trauma by crying it out and seeing what I did, you know, to hurt somebody. But what I believe is, every time we sit with some part of our pain, and every time we are shining a light on that piece of trauma, that facet of fuckery, we're freeing some part of it. And that's when we cry it out. And when we get to the other side, it's freedom, because we're not going to act in those ways again. Or to that extent, I guess. We might act in those ways again, but I feel like it's going to be less severe and less severe and less severe every time, until there's a point in time where, you know, people can say the same things, but it's not going to trigger us the same way. And what I'm recognizing today is, when my feelings get hurt, it's like somebody is poking, like I said, that caged animal. And what I do is, I lash out and I shut the fuck down. I fight and I run. And this is how I've been in this relationship that I've been in for the last year. When this person, when something is said that hurts my feelings, I get triggered. And like I said, I feel this in me, and I lash out and I shut down. So I basically tell him that he's the problem. I tell him why he's the problem, and I tell him we're done. And then I usually send a text saying, we're not even friends. I don't even want to be your friend. That's how I protect myself, but that's not me protecting myself. That's me preventing myself from healing. But here's the interesting part of this is, it's not just me. This is what we're doing as humans, is we would rather fight and run than face. And what I recognized today was the difference between freaking out and telling someone, we're done. I don't even want to be your friend. I can't believe you would say that. What if we said, hey, that hurt my feelings. Could you tell me what you meant by that? Because I'm making stories up in my mind, and the stories that I'm telling myself are making me angry. What if we could actually do that in the moment? How different would life be? Because how many times when somebody says something that triggers us, how many times are they actually being total dicks? And how many times are we taking it the wrong way? I don't know the answer to that, but I'm pretty fucking sure if we would just say, hey, and here's the thing too. This is why I'm always so fucking confused about this person, because I don't ask questions. I judge, and like I said, I fight and I run, but I don't ever ask him, like, what did you actually mean by that? Because if I said, what do you mean by that? He could clarify it, and then I could make an executive decision as to whether he is an asshole, and if I do want to spend time with him, or he just said something that triggered me, and he's not an asshole, and I do still want to spend time with him. I've never tried that. Like, sadly, I've never tried that, because I have this fear that speaking out means I'm weak and pitiful. Those are the words that showed up. That's the core wound. And I know where it's coming from. And I do not want these people to be a part of ruining good relationships that could be showing up, because I'm allowing their voices to predict what happens in my future. So let's do this together. I'm sharing this because, like I said, I can't be the only one. And yeah, thank you for listening. I will talk to you soon.